So the National Veterans Memorial and Museum is not a war memorial. It's not a military museum. It's designed to tell the story of veterans from the dawn of our country to the present day. This building is made up of 3 concentric arches. And the interesting part is it has no load-bearing columns. So it's got 28 million pounds of concrete, and it's held up by 1,100 tons of rebar, which means you're not going to find a load-bearing column in this building. It's all held up from the strength of the steel within. We think that's really symbolic to veterans. I mean, they're held up through their service, they're held up through their selflessness and their sacrifice, and they are holding up our country. The other part is that it's these concentric arches which have no beginning and no end. And what we found is that when our veterans come back, they're anxious to serve again. They're anxious to be active in their community. They volunteer more. They're active in their church. They're active in coaching Little League, and they give back to their community. And when they come back, they infuse whatever community they join with their innovative culture. And we think those concentric arches really tell that story as well. In addition to wanting this iconic architecture, we really wanted to make use of every square foot. So instead of putting our HVAC units on the roof, we decided to create a ceremonial amphitheater. And it can be used for both the sacred, solemn, as well as the celebratory. So imagine people coming home from their service abroad and having a place to do that, marching up our processional, ending and meeting their families on the rooftop of the National Veterans Memorial Museum. We've gotten calls about military weddings, but we also know it's going to be a place for sanctuary, for the remembrance ceremonies, the wreath-laying ceremonies, the Memorial Day ceremonies, those sacred ceremonies. As we celebrate the service, we also have to honor the sacrifice of our veterans. The museum is only one part of the experience. The second is the Memorial Grove. And that's a 2.5-acre park anchored by a grove of American elms, those wonderful trees that have been shading our patriots since the dawn of our country. But they went out of fashion because of Dutch elm disease. Well, we found a cultivar to bring them back. These are 8-inch caliber trees, and they look amazing on day one. The other part of the Memorial Grove is a 325 linear foot memorial wall. It goes along, undulating at as high as 12 feet in some places and as low as 6 feet in others. It's got 3 different places where there'll be waterfalls, and then there's an entire reflecting pool basin along the entire bottom part of the wall. It's a sanctuary. It's a place when people come through the museum and they want to process what they've seen, whether it's I'm inspired and I want to find a way to give back, or whether it's I remember some of this stuff and I need to begin that journey of processing it. Our Memorial Grove serves both purposes.